Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of That Show That Will Not Be Named. I am Brian, or 2Game Prince, whatever you prefer, and today I wanted to discuss a movie that I knew was going to be good the second I saw the trailer. I am talking, of course, of the sequel to The Incredibles, sequel being Incredibles 2. No Rise of the Underminer, no none of that stuff, no video game, no offshoots, just Incredibles 2. When I saw the trailer, okay, and for any of you who've been watching my channel a long time, you know that I just don't like, I'm not a big fan of the new movies that come out. A lot of movies that come out nowadays, I'm just, So, some of my friends figured that when I saw this, like The Incredibles, oh, that's it, he's gonna hate it, that's it. We're going to hear it now. And it was quite the opposite. After analyzing the entire trailer, I came to the realization that this is good for a couple reasons. It's doing everything right that, in my opinion, that a sequel should do. One, same animation. It's not doing what Hoodwink did, making a sequel that uses none of the same animation, completely different animation. I don't know if it's a different studio or if it's a different style. Secondly, it changes it changes one of the voice actors. I believe one of the voice actors, but I don't think that it could be helped. I'm not sure if the old voice actor died or if he just wasn't on board for the sequel. But either way, for the most part, they got everyone back. Everybody came back to voice the characters. And those are my two biggest things. And the story was good. It was not bad. Did it outbeat the first one? Absolutely not. The first Incredibles was incredible. I really didn't think a sequel was either going to be on par, or it was going to be like, or it was going to suck. And nowadays, in my opinion, if a sequel has the ability to at least be meh, like if it gets a meh rating from me, in my eyes, that's really good. I think that's swell compared to other ones in which, other movies that send me like shaking my fist, screaming out of the room, like how the fuck could they ever made this piece of shit? Looking at you, Star Wars. Looking at you, J.K. Rowling, spinning off your fucking series every fucking. I can't stand those series anymore. Harry Potter should have died a long time ago. Let it die. Leave it alone. Stop trying to bring it back. But yeah, no, The Incredibles, I would definitely suggest The Incredibles to anybody who's weary about it. Now, you could take my word for it, because I am one of the pickiest fuckers on the face of the earth when it comes to entertainment. I won't watch something if I don't like the trailer. If I hear the premise, or you explain the premise wrong to me or something like that, and there's something that just, the flavor's not hitting my tongue, fuck it, don't bother me with it. There are shows like Workaholics. I used to not be able to stand Workaholics. My friend used to put that on. I was like, nah, shut this shit off. It's not funny. Until I started sitting down and I realized after a while, I'm like, holy shit, this is like another Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And I loved it. Which I'm currently doing with My Hero Academia. Not that into it. Will I get into it in the future? Maybe. Will I be bored one day and maybe sit down and watch it and get hooked on it and binge watch it and then want to talk to everyone about it? But then I won't be able to talk to everyone about it, because everyone who already was interested in it was interested in it years before I got into it. And now I have no one to talk to about it because everyone already knows what's going on. Maybe. Who can tell? That's what happened with every other series I've been watching, including Supernatural, which I should probably start making more videos on, but I digress. But, once again, Incredibles. See it. It was good. This is like one of the rare cases in which I'd actually say, you know what? Give your money to this company. Give your money to them. This was actually a very good movie. Having said that, there's a few things that I did want to mention about it. Maybe not a few. Oh, yes. Two things. Two things that just kind of bug me. First thing, there are three things. The first thing is something positive. The next two things are something negative. First thing that's positive, I love that it takes place like immediately after almost immediately, a few months or so, immediately after the first movie. Aside from this, and we're probably going to get into spoiler territory here, and I really, if you don't want to, go away. It's nothing major, it's nothing super. Basically, in the beginning of the film, when they're fighting Underminer escapes. Same as Bon Voyage escapes in the beginning of the first film. I don't know if that's a running theme, if they did that as like an homage, like, okay, we're going to have a villain in the beginning, he's going to escape, and then the rest of the movie's going to play out. But Underminer escapes. Unlike in the video game where you track his ass down through the globe, through the world, and eventually end up fighting him at the end, which my brothers played that game so much, and I swear it took forever. I need to look up how long Rise of the Underminer was, because this seemed like a long-ass game. My two brothers would sit there and play. It was like a two-player game. One person played Frozone, the other person played Mr. Incredible, and you have to kick the shit your way through this game, and it's just nightmare. Anyways, next thing, in this movie, I feel like there was so much more added that, perfect example, there was a scene where something's happened with the metro trains, the trains and little tubes, and it's like, oh, travel from point A to point B, like that. And there was just a shot of like an open field in the city or whatever. And the city from the first film, how it was kind of, okay, yeah, this looks like the way that the city was designed in the sequel looked like an unending sea of buildings. I don't know what it was. It looked like it went on forever. And the skyscrapers were so fucking immense. Like, sitting in the movie theaters, I'm like, Jesus, this city must have grown since the last film. Because in the last film, I don't know what it was. Everything looked kind of simplistic. Everything seemed smaller. But in the new movie, the buildings are like here's your main character, and here's your building. You can't see, but I got a hand in here, and I got a hand in here, like this. And everything just felt so minuscule in this. Everything was so huge. All the characters felt like ants. In comparison just to the city. The rest of the sets were pretty good. The last thing I have to bitch about, other than the complete size of everything, was the other superheroes. Because more superheroes are introduced, newer superheroes, since most of the old ones are dead, courtesy of Syndrome. In the new film, the superheroes suck. They got decent powers that, help out during the final fight, but altogether, the designs for the new superheroes were fucking awful. I hated the way that they looked. They looked absolutely dumb. One guy was like an owl, another girl, and he was like void or some shit. She could open up portals, and she had that, the SJW blue hair off to the side, which I'm not sure was a call to that, but we did get a very woke statement in the film towards the end, when an arrest is made. A woman is arrested. I'm going to try not to spoil it. I'm going to try as hard as I can, but a certain rich woman is arrested, and when she's being put into jail, they're like, okay, she's going away for a long time. And then for no reason whatsoever, Violet just pitches in, well, she's a rich lady, so chances are she'll only be in jail for like a month or so, then she'll get out on like a technicality or something. And it was just kind of like, why was that in there? Like there was no other point to put it in there than to tell someone something like, hey, the rich never get arrested, which, okay, come on, dude. Though that may be true, and though they may not stay in prison, what was putting that in a kid's film gonna do? I don't know. It just feels like it was. It's not that I disagree or agree with the statement or anything. It's more or less the fact, I know what you're doing, but why did you do it? I don't get it, is the thing. So, other than, the design of the superheroes, the insane size of the city, which I'm not sure if it is a justified thing to bitch about, since, I I don't know, it didn't take away from anything. It just kind of, it felt like a bit much. That was the only thing. Certain sections, like very minuscule moments in this movie, just felt like a little too much. But it wasn't anything bad. It wasn't anything that took away from the movie. Overall, it was extremely one of the best damn sequels I've ever seen. And I wanted to go back to the film and watch it, but I'm running low on funds, buying too many Beyblades. So I guess I'll just have to wait for it to come out on DVD, and I will tackle it then. Until then, I'd like to thank you all for joining me. Like I said, Incredibles 2, definitely give it a watch. Totally worth it, and a great follow-up to the first one. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye.